We begin in West Asia. The United Arab Emirates has accused Iran of firing ballistic missiles towards its territory, raising fears of a return to full-scale war in the region. Soon after the attack on Tuesday, UAE Defense Ministry released a statement.
UAE air defenses detected 2 ballistic missiles launched from Iran toward the country, with the first falling outside the country's territorial waters, while the second fell within the territorial waters.
The incident did not result in a missile strike on UAE land. However, it posed threats to shipping and commercial activity in the Gulf. Now, in the wake of this incident, the UAE took a major political and economic step. Late on Tuesday, Abu Dhabi announced that it was suspending all trade, commercial exchanges and financial transactions with Iran until further notice. The UAE said the decision was being taken because of the escalating regional situation. The incident also triggered a brief warning for the UAE citizens. Nearly 2 hours before the UAE announced the missile detections, residents received a phone alert warning of a potential missile threat. This was the first such alert since July, when another warning was issued over a potential attack that did not ultimately enter the UAE territory. Iran, however, has rejected the UAE's accusation. Iranian Foreign Ministry categorically denied that Tehran had launched a missile towards the UAE. Tehran added that such claims could damage regional trust and undermine efforts to improve security. So at this stage, we have 2 completely different accounts of what happened. And amid these developments, Abu Dhabi and Washington are stepping up coordination. Amid the attack reports, UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan spoke with President Donald Trump. The 2 leaders discussed the latest developments in West Asia. They also reviewed UAE-US cooperation and discussed ways to strengthen their bilateral partnership. And that coordination takes on added significance after the latest missile developments. Because this is not just a story about 2 missiles falling into the sea. This is a much bigger context to this. The UAE was among the Gulf countries hit hardest when the war in West Asia began on February 28. According to reports, nearly 3,000 missiles and drones were directed at the country, more than any other nation in the region. But the picture had changed in June. A memorandum of understanding between the UAE and Iran had briefly created a period without reported attacks on the UAE, even as other Gulf states continue to face security threats. That understanding has since collapsed. The UAE claims that 2 missiles were targeting maritime navigation. Tankers associated with the state-owned Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, or ADNOC, have reportedly come under repeated attacks in recent weeks. Earlier, Iranian media reported that an oil tanker linked to the UAE had been detained for alleged violations of Iranian maritime rules. The UAE has condemned these attacks.
Using the Strait of Hormuz as a tool of economic coercion or blackmail represents acts of piracy by Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps.
Another tanker linked to ADNOC was reportedly hit on August 8th. Separate reports claim up to 19 ADNOC-affiliated vessels, from tankers to bulk carriers, have also come under attack. The Gulf states have suffered significant collateral damage as a result of the US-Iran conflict, with their security and economics under pressure. That has triggered a broader push across the Gulf to prevent the conflict from spiraling further.
We are talking very clearly here about the recent escalation, which included the breach of the ceasefire and the threats in the Strait of Hormuz. Our current focus is on resolving this issue, returning to the provisions of the Memorandum of Understanding, and resuming negotiations between the 2 parties.
For now, the UAE is tightening its response with shipping, energy and security at stake. The Gulf may not be in the war, but it is surely paying the price.